concern about the nominations for the Human Rights Council. Well, our correspondent Sherwin Bryce-Pease joins us now from New York to talk to us about this election process that's underway. Sherwin, we understand the vote is happening. What do we know about where we are? Has it finished? Are we waiting for the results? What's the story?
Well, I have a monitor just to my left off camera here, Peter, and I'm keeping a close eye. The General Assembly that conducted the vote earlier today suspended proceedings to tally those ballots. They adjourned for 45 minutes 1.5 hours ago. So we're waiting for them to come back and present those results. But what I can tell you, it's almost a fait accompli that on the Africa slate, there are 4 countries, Egypt, Rwanda, South Africa and Tunisia. It's a clean slate, so it's been decided by Africa before that those will be the 4 countries, so there should be no objections. Those countries should then get in. There's another clean slate for the Asia-Pacific, China, Iraq, Japan and Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia, a big concern to Human Rights Watch, as mentioned in that clip earlier, given their leading role in the attacks in Yemen. The third slate is Eastern Europe. It's 2 candidates get in here. From three candidates to get in: Croatia, Hungary and Russia in that slate. Latin America also will only have two countries getting in. The options are Brazil, Cuba and Guatemala. And in the Western group, the United Kingdom and the United States are the only 2 candidates, and they too are on a clean slate and very likely to be voted in later this afternoon.
All right, just to explain to our viewers, so what you're saying is that certain regions have a certain allocations, and Africa has 4 that they can put forward, and only if there had been 6 or 5 or 6 or more, then there would have been an issue in terms of who gets elected. So it's almost a fait accompli, as you say, because only 4 have been nominated for the 4 positions.
Very much so, and you see this as well in Security Council elections for those 2-year rotating non-permanent seats. The Africa Group tends to decide who the 2 candidates for those 2 seats are before the election happens in New York, and so they tend to have the backing of the region before they come here to New York, and that then is just rubber stamped by other regions. You see a contestation in Eastern Europe, you see a contestation in Latin America, and this is what Human Rights Watch is calling for. They don't like these clean slates. They just feel that it's then just rubber stamped by the General Assembly. They want a contestation of ideas. They want countries to actually be evaluated on their human rights records. And on any score, Peter, and I'm sure you'll agree, certain countries will score far higher than others.
So South Africa this week disappointed Ban Ki-moon. He's made comments about our planned withdrawal from the ICC. Did that come up at all in any of these deliberations? Is there any fallout, commentary surrounding that, particularly when we look at their re-election to the Human Rights Council?
Well, Human Rights Watch released a press statement before this election raising concerns about the human rights records of a number of countries. The only thing they mentioned about South Africa was its recent withdrawal from the International Court. You also heard, Peter, those remarks from the Secretary General breaking away from the topic in the Security Council to talk about the 3 countries' withdrawal: Burundi, the Gambia and South Africa from the International Criminal Court. And of course, yesterday we reported on Ambassador Jerry Machila meeting with the Secretary General to explain South Africa's position. And I can tell you from sources, Peter, the Secretary General has apparently taken South Africa's withdrawal very, very personally. I understand that he wanted to know from South Africa why they did this under his term, and really felt that this was he took this very, very personally from South Africa. You know, a number of people you talk to here say, we don't expect this from Mandela's South Africa, a country that placed human rights at the center of its foreign policy. There is a view internationally that this is now changing. Of course, the South Africans will counter that they are being re-elected into the Human Rights Council, that they have a strong independent judiciary in South Africa, and certainly what the ambassador said to us yesterday. So the Secretary General, the news here is that he took this very, very personally from South Africa.
All right, Sherwin, we're going to leave it there. Thank you very much indeed. That's Sherwin Bryce-Pease speaking to us about the election process, which is underway. It's been suspended at the minute, but South Africa is almost sure, because there's only 4 slots available, and they're one of the 4 that have been nominated to the Human Rights Council. And it comes at a difficult week where countries are starting to pull away from the ICC, South Africa, Burundi and Gambia, but Botswana has been vocal, as well as Sierra Leone, saying that they're going to stay in and criticizing South Africa. We're going to take